All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode review of Black Lightning. Tonight's episode, Sins of the Father, Book of Redemption. It's a lot to that title. Sins of the Father, Redemption. Man, I swear, this episode wants us to talk about Gaby.
Yeah. I mean, I'll oblige you.
Let's just start there.
Okay.
AKA the murder machine.
I mean, what can I say?
Man, there's a lot to be said about Gaby, man. I did love that we actually got some redemption for Gaby this episode. So let's kind of go in chronological order. We'll take it in order.
Damn redemption part. I'm talking about Gaby. We started with Gaby carrying in his groceries. And
It was a newspaper.
His groceries. Eat it. And he felt the presence of some fuckery on his back. And he dropped it immediately with twin deuce. Y'all want to play hard?
He don't do shit half-ass, and he do shit with that.
And as you said, Gaby keeps murder on him.
It's like a Calvin Klein cologne. It says murder in the afternoon.
All right, so the ASA, they know that Gaby is up to something.
Body count for men. Oh, you talking about White Man Incorporated? So I knew they worried about shit when they rolled in his office. I was like, man, I can't wait for him to kill some of y'all.
So ASA snatches up Gaby. They're like, you know what? We know that you snooped on us. We found the shipping containers of the metahumans. Shortly after that, Black Lightning showed up. So you got a connection to Black Lightning. So we're gonna make you bring him to us.
Well, this to be an intelligence agency. They don't know shit. I mean, they were just Spider-Man reaching the whole episode and was just wrong.
Very wrong.
I don't know if y'all know this, but Peter Gaby didn't think a damn thing.
You weren't gonna break Gaby. At one point, they were like, "You're pretty tough for an old man." And Gaby's like, "Nah, you just hit like a bitch."
Yeah, they try to bring out the torture techniques. It did not work.
He's like, "I've been tortured by Wu-Tang."
36 chambers.
36 chambers, baby. Y'all ain't got nothing on them.
So they get the bright idea to bring Jefferson to their secret hideout. So you know what? You don't tell us who Black Lightning is. Clearly this 6'5" black fella can't be Black Lightning.
Okay, let's stop right there for a second. The fact that the henchman was 5'3" and Jefferson is 6'5", wait, you ain't taking me nowhere.
That's why they had guns with them.
I'm gonna move your ass regular. Okay?
Jefferson, I'd have slapped the shit out that dude and been like, watch your tongue.
And he had to do like this to Jefferson.
Clap is in fashion, bitch. What have you done? You not my mama.
Him and Malik was the same size.
All right, needless to say, this plan did not work out that well. They bring Jefferson to Gaby, tell us who he is, or this tall, fine gentleman gets bullets in his head.
Where you missing one point. Gaby was unconscious. All right.
He was halfway out.
He was half past dead, and he was sitting on the floor like he could barely see anything.
Yeah.
And then he felt the connection with Jefferson.
Yeah.
And that's when all hell broke loose.
So I thought, like y'all probably thought, that Jefferson was going to handle his business. Mm-hmm. Just simple shock to their system and take them down. No, Gaby has something to prove. After Jefferson shuts off the lights, Gaby scrambles over there, takes someone's gun, shoots one guy, and then shoots the other, and then collapses in Jefferson's arms.
See, you know what? I didn't believe Jefferson was going to take care of that because Jefferson ain't got the heart for that.
Oh, come on.
No, he ain't got the heart to kill nobody like that.
All he had to do was take them down.
I mean, but then they would have known. They was like, okay, Jefferson, the guy at the end made a leap. But then they would have been like, okay, Jefferson is Black Lightning. We know where to get him. But at least with Gaby killing him, he has some plausible deniability.
So at the end of the day, Gaby, he handled his business. He earned Jefferson's trust back. Father-son reunion.
Oh man, he had to get the tools put on him. He's like, wait, time out. You gonna accept my apology when I'm on here on life support, my face beat up like hamburger meat, and now you accept my apology? You know what? Put your hand up your ass and spit.
At the end of the day, Gaby did kind of ruin some of his life.
The whole time Jefferson was crying
life.
half the episode. I don't want to talk to Gaby. He lied to me.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he had to man up.
Exactly.
So life lesson for everybody.
He was eating the petty grams, man.
Which is just poetic considering Lynn was the one that kept pushing them to talk to Gaby.
And Anissa.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else like, go talk to Gaby. I don't want
When
it.
in the beginning, Lynn didn't want him nowhere near Gaby. Now the table had turned. And
Moving on, I noticed something in this episode. Jefferson was in what I call mentor mode. He was out here trying to save everybody as Black Lightning and as Jefferson. All right, so episode opens up. Wyclef, he came back. Two bits came back. So we call him Wyclef. He noticed a little girl get snatched up on the
And
street.
instead of screaming, someone please call.
Wyclef did call 911. He went straight to
He
Jefferson.
didn't call 911.
I said
he was like, hey, they got this bitch.
So he goes to Jefferson, explains what happens, and Jefferson, goes into save a community mode. So he's out watching the streets. He's looking for other perpetrators, whatnot. He happens upon Malik out there, selling drugs and whatnot. So he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna approach him as Black Lightning. I'm gonna approach him as Mr. Pierce and invite him to come to the mentorship program. All right, so. This is something I like to see, just me personally, Jefferson being a hero on both sides, as Black Lightning and as Jefferson.
But we've seen this tape before, and even though Malik did come to the tutoring session later on the episode, it seems like a moot point. But one thing I want to draw attention to is, I don't know if you guys caught the mural in between them.
I didn't see it very clearly.
There was a mirror of a little kid, and then in the back of the kid was an open door.
Mm-hmm.
And the open door was like a shadowy figure. Now, I took that as two different concepts and meanings that could be reflected from that. That could be the person opening the door to their salvation, what could have been in that instance Jefferson representing that guy in the door, or it could have just been the shadow of what the kid's eventually going to become in that dark alley. So it played on a good and evil take for me, which is why I was like, it was both sides.
It's ambiguous.
Exactly.
Right.
But in that moment, it did look like a true representation of the kid and Jefferson.
Right. And, moving forward a little bit, like I said, Jefferson also did this in Black Lightning mode. He's trying to change Wyclef. He's like, you know what, you can be a better man. He's out there in the alley smoking weed, and he blows up.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, okay. It's kind of comedic in a way where it's just like it's a grown man trying to tell another grown man how to live his life.
And that's my issue with this. Okay, I get trying to save the kids, and that's perfectly fine. But Wyclef has made his choices. First of all, his dress is too clean to be a junkie. Let's put that out there.
Well, he's not a junkie per se.
Exactly.
You in the alley smoking weed.
Look, he fell drunk to the community.
I'm declaring war on anybody who sells drugs in our community.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
Well, be that as it may, if I catch you, I will not consider you a brother or a friend. Now, can you dig it?
On that note, it's like he's helping you despite his faults.
Right.
So, let a grown man be a grown man. And in that same instance, there was comedian with the lady dropping microwaves out. First of all, everybody gonna pay for those microwaves.
First of all, second of all, how many microwaves does she have?
And third of all, if I was Black Lightning, I would have shot her and slapped her. And don't look at me funny, because if he can slap a man, he can slap a woman. It's called equal opportunity.
Ant Farm, you're growing up. You got powers. Just accept it. Not only do you have powers, you are radiating energy. Mm-hmm. It's just spilling off of you.
As a matter of fact, in the effect, she actually may be stronger than Black Lightning.
She might be one of them Omega levels.
But to the point, and I get the point, but she doesn't want to be a hero.
Right.
That's perfectly fine, and we don't know what her powers are actually doing to her, because when she flipped out at her sister, she damn near barbecued the whole house.
Yeah. But
at the same time, she, instead of coming to grips to what she is and trying to figure out to either control it so she can suppress those urges, it's like a constant fight with her, and it's starting to get annoying.
Yeah, well, this was kind of what we were scared of at first, of her being the annoying teenager. But I think it's actually, and to me, it's kind of relevant in a way. She has to come to terms with being a hero. Mm-hmm. She wants to be a normal kid, wants to be a normal person, and she's in a family full of superheroes.
But I do get her point that Anissa keeps trying to force the fact that you need to be a hero.
Right.
You need to save people. She's like, I did not sign up for this.
Right. That's not her personality.
That's not my purpose in this life. I mean, these powers are a gift, but I want to give it back. I mean, you can't force me to be something I don't want to be.
Right. And that's what she's been living her entire life, just living under that household. And so you know, this is just something she's going to have to come to terms with. It's probably going to be forced upon her, where she's going to have to become a hero, or she's, like Jefferson said, and I like this part too, he's like, even if you don't want to be a hero, it's completely up to you. But you got to learn how to control your powers. All right, last couple things. Man, Lala was in this episode. And that's pretty much all I can say on my end, because
that man was nutty as squirrel shit. First of all, I blame his people, because if one of y'all start talking to y'all, I ain't gonna be hanging around with y'all. Let's be really real for real. And he is hustling backwards. So everybody's clamoring for green light. That's
right.
The new hotness in the streets.
Right.
And you trying to sell stale old crack.
Right.
That is
There's gotta be a bigger meaning to that.
He made a good point. He's like, if green light is scarce and is not coming out as much as it was because Tobias is not in town, they're going to come back to something. They got to have something to come back to. So he's going to have the product ready for when they don't have any more green light.
So we out there drinking Mountain Dew, and when the supply runs out, we're going to run back to Shasta.
You have nothing else. I mean, this is all he knows.
See, here's
But
the
it's so
thing.
low level.
It is it's very low level.
But I mean, he's a low level character though.
But the fact that you come back from the dead and you had this eye-opening experience of coming back from death, and your main focus is getting back into the same rat race.
But I mean, yes and no, because it's not surprising for him. Like said, that's all he knows. Like he doesn't have. He don't even know how he's doing what he's doing.
He's trying to learn himself right now.
Exactly, but he's slow at it, which is a problem for us, the viewer, because I'll be honest, I like some of the things that we saw involving him, but this episode. But as soon as they do something that I think is legitimately good character development for him, they take it back with some mystery bullshit about what he is and whatnot. I keep wanting to say that he's this new interpretation of a villain called the Tattooed Man, but they keep wiping it away when they do shit like when the dude shot him with the gun and misfired twice.
Right.
The only thing I can think of that, and this isn't even a comic reference, this is within the show, the only thing I can think of left, I don't think is Jill Scott anymore.
Okay.
I think he's a meta that they never got off the street because his power didn't activate until he died, and you don't just run around dying every day.
The only thing we can't really explain right now is the tattoo stuff.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
All right. So hopefully we'll get some more information about Lala, whether he's a meta, whether he's a zombie. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. It's been a ride, so we'll see how this plays out. Last thing we want to talk about. Gaby gave us some critical information before he, passed out for the rest of the episode. He said that you got to find someone who was doing the same job that I was doing back in the day, known as a spotter. So we're like, immediate click to us. It has to be someone we've seen in the show before. Mm-hmm. And who rolls up at the end of the episode working with the ASA?
That's snitching hussy.
Ice Principal Thick.
Ice Principal Thick.
How disgusting. I almost wanted to not have sex. How dare you?
I've never been so ashamed and aroused.
You are too fond to be this evil.
Exactly. Which is why it was the perfect plan. Good job, white man. Good job. You had all of us fooled, because I certainly thought it was Wyclef. He be in them streets all the time. They were talking about, he been tracking delivery trucks since he was in high school. I was like, it gotta be him. Even Malik was a good red herring.
Yeah. So, hey, good job, Black Lightning. I knew it was something I didn't like about her. Mm-hmm. She wasn't out here trying to save these kids.
Exactly.
She out here trying to serve them up to the ASA.
Exactly. She even was like, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. She said that.
Serving the community's youth up to the white man.
And so I do hope that, there's a little bit more to her. Because, ASA Whitman laid out that, she spilled the beans. Jefferson is Black Lightning. Take it as it is. you know what? You got this information, and we want you to handle it. So by handle it, we're like, okay, so can she throw some hands? Does she have powers herself?
Look,
What is happening?
I wonder because, you know, the same trainer that trained Gaby probably dead. That was the 70s. So I don't know. I don't know what these new millennial trainers.
And he took out fake John B and fake T.I. Your outfit.
Exactly.
So she may be his number one.
I mean, she looks like a hitter to me.
Okay. All right. Like I said, we'll see how this plays out. I'm looking for it. I hope she can throw some hands. I want to see a throwdown in the principal's office. Mm-hmm. Last thing, one of the highlights for me, and probably you guys as well, was the fight scene at the beginning. This is what we asked for last week. We said we wanted to see more tactical stuff between Thunder and Black Lightning, and they gave it to us.
Mm-hmm. They're slowly coming into their own as a team.
Yep.
When she went to Pound Town on them, she did that front flip, jettison into the air, I'm bringing down the pain, sonic boom type mess.
And this was after Jefferson was using the Thunder Lightning force fields.
And then he was making
He was killing it.
Good scene. Good way to open it. The show, the episode. So that's definitely a plus for this episode. Mm-hmm. Hope to see more of it in the future. So that was our episode recap for Black Lightning. Man, I gotta say, this was a good episode.
Yeah.
This was definitely moved the plot along. We see that Jefferson's family is now in danger. We want to see how they recover from the ASA. Tobias is still out there hiding. I want to see where he is. The metas are still being kept somewhere. There's still a lot to uncover. What is Lala?
I think when Tobias back, we'll get more on Lala.
We gonna skip over the Redneck Association that Lala met with, and he's like, here's my mama's address. God, that's some cold shit right there.
Mm-hmm. He ain't shit. That's why he got killed.
You traded your mama for drugs?
You cold. You a cold thing, Lala. I don't know what you are. I won't call you a man yet.
We ain't figured you out yet.
But hey, let us know what your favorite moments of the episode were. What are you looking forward to? Just put those down in the comments. Go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for every time we do episode reviews. You will get the notification. All right. So hit us back next week when we do another episode recap for Black Lightning. With that said, we are out.